Yo, what's good, man? This is your boy at DFSMasterMind _ over on Twitter. Thank you for clicking on today's video. Today's date is June the 7th. I want to talk to you a little bit about the early slate, and then I want to give my takes on the main slate later on. I'm actually about to go to work, and I'll be there all day, so I won't be available. I wanted to go ahead and put this video out. Dude, last night, though, we got to talk about last night. Last night, DraftKings, cash, ching ching, did my thing. I really missed out on Scooter Gennett, dude, and someone was telling me to pick this fool, man. I ended up going with Greg Garcia for St. Louis. And I could have had the boy, man. But shout out to him. He had a wonderful career night, man. Man, he was rolling. If you had him in a GPP, you was feeling good, because I seen on DraftKings he was like 2% on. FanDuel was a little higher. He was like 9% on because he was bare minimum over there. But 4 home runs, man, that's crazy. I just had to give him a quick shout out. But anyway, man, for today, we got the 3 early games, man. We have Washington versus LA. We have Cleveland versus Coors. We have Toronto versus Oakland. Now, in the early slate, if you plan on DraftKings, I think it's no way possible for you to pay up for Strasburg and Kershaw and still feel okay about your bats. And I don't even think you would be able to make a roster like that, man, because we got Coors on the slate. So all the bats in that game, the prices are going to be inflated. But what I'm doing, I'm either paying, I think I'm paying up for Kershaw, and I'm going to pair him with Jarrell Cotton, and I'm going to hope for the best, man. There's not a lot more that we can do. I really don't want to take Trevor Bauer. I think he's okay. Cal Freeland, I don't want any of him. Just because they're playing in Coors, man, and Coors is going to be rolling. We seen yesterday a super high-scoring game. I think today they'll actually top that as far as both sides scoring. So I think that'll be a pretty decent game. Yeah, man. So my strategy for the early games is that simple, man. Kershaw, Cotton. I'm going to try to get as many Cleveland bats as I can afford without having to, go dirt diving. I don't want to go in the dumpster and pick a bunch of bare minimum guys. So that's what I'm doing for the early. Now, the main slate, man, this is what I really want to talk about. I'm going to give you my game stacks. I'm going to give you my top pitching, a few value bets, and then my stacks that I want to look at. Starting off with game stacks, I wrote quite a few down. We have Yankees in Boston. I was talking about them yesterday. They had a decent game. I think it was like a 5-4 game, something like that. I think today the total will continue to go up. They got Porcello and CC Sabathia on the mound. CC has been killing. He has been killing, man. But I think just the rivalry, the 2 big teams, they're going to show up in a big way. So I like that as a game stack. Next game, I like the White Sox versus Tampa Bay Rays as a all-out game stack. I'm talking any batter you want, man. There in Tropicana Field, we got Mike Pelfrey versus Jacob Farah. I don't know who this guy is. Reliever turned starter. That's what we like to target, man. And these White Sox, they're not terrible, man. They're not a terrible team. They're about middle of the pack when it comes to offensive production. But anytime they get a below-average pitcher, we can look for them guys, man. So I like that as a game stack, man. I'm going to find a lot of my value out of that game. So I like that. Next game, Detroit versus the Angels, man. I've been talking about this game, too. We got Alex Myers on the mound, who's actually a decent pitcher. He's decent, and he's going up against Buck Farmer. Farmer is a reliever turned starter. We like to target that. I'm looking at this game for some more value, and I think the total in this game will be high, man. 2 pitchers that they will give it up, man. Going up against 2 teams right now that are actually like they're producing, man. Like the Angels, as much as we want to sleep on them, they're producing right now, man. So anytime you see a team starting to roll, we can look at that, man. Especially going up against a reliever turn starter, we're gonna lock that. We're gonna look at that game for some value if we can find it. Then we like Seattle versus Minnesota. And this game is going to be my late night hammer. We got wind blowing out. We got Alberto versus Gallardo on the mound. Implied run total 4.7 to 4.9. That's pretty high. I would say that it would keep rising, man, with these two pitchers on the mound. I think we seen the Mariners put up 12 runs last night, if I'm not mistaken. But I think tonight we'll see Minnesota start to get it going too. But Seattle, they're definitely in play, man. Stack them up. I got a value bet out of there. Guy that I always talk about. Now, for just stacks, teams, pitchers I want to target against, we're looking at Baltimore, man. Baltimore starting to get it rolling. We seen a few single shots last night. We seen Scope hit a home run. Chris Davis, Seth Smith. I think that was all the dingers that we had last night. We seen Manny Machado go 0 for 4, man. He had a rough night, struck out a couple times, but I'm not going to lose faith. I'm going to go back at him. I had Scope in my lineup. He was pretty decent, had a really good game. But Baltimore definitely going up against Chad Cole, who sucks. I think it'll be in for a nice game, man. Next team I want to stack up is the Cardinals. They're going up against the famous Bronson Arroyo. We all know he's garbage. Man, we seen Cincinnati. They went off, man, but it was a main part due to Scooter Gennett. I think the Cardinals will start producing, man. They're going to get on the scoring side of things. They've been struggling. They've been letting a bunch of people down 2 consecutive days, but I'm not going to lose faith. I'm going to go back at them, especially with some Matt Carpenter. I feel like he has to get it rolling, man, for sure. Next team, I like the Rangers going up against Zach Wheeler. And it's not really this is not really a target the pitcher thing, but I just like the Texans because they're starting to get hot. We know when it's hot outside, that ballpark is just a straight up home run frenzy. Anybody can hit it out. So Nomar Mazara is starting to get hot. Andrews is getting hot. We can look at Joey Gallo, and I think Zach Wheeler is actually a decent pitcher, but with a team getting this hot, man, nobody wants to pitch against him, man, and he's not like an elite arm, so I'm not sweating it, man. If they can get to Jacob deGrom, I'm pretty sure they can get to Zach Wheeler. So I'm looking at the Rangers, and the last stack I got. Milwaukee, man. Milwaukee going up against Trey Blatch. Now, last time I recommended stacking against Trey Blatch, the man actually he won a complete game, man. Gave up like 5 hits. The man, he was awesome, dude. He got a lot of first pitch swings, a lot of pop-up outs, to start off the inning. But, this is going to be a different game. He's in a super hitters-friendly ballpark. So we gonna look at some of these Milwaukee players to get it started, man. Keon Broxton, if he's leading off, the guy with the glasses, Sogard, if he's leading off, Jesus Aguilar is in play. He should be in the lineup. They're going up against a lefty. So Herman Perez, Pena for a cheap catcher option. I'm definitely targeting in on these Milwaukee teams. All right. So I got you the stacks. I got you the game stacks, and then I got you my personal stacks. 4 of each. It's a lot to work with, man. Figure out what you like. Go towards that. Now we got to talk about pitching. I just named a bunch of game stacks, man, and then I also threw in teams that I actually want to stack. So my pitching option is kind of shrunk, man. And I feel like it's a no-brainer. I hate doing the obvious, kind of like the obvious plays, because, it don't take a genius to figure out I should go with a stud pitcher. But in this situation, man, I really don't find – I can't find anybody that I'm super comfortable with. who's not one of these three pitchers. I will give you a mid-range pitcher, but my top three pitchers, man, John Lackey, Zach Greinke for the K upside, and Dallas Keuchel, man. John Lackey, the reason is he's in Chicago. We still got that wind blowing in. I've been rolling with Chicago pitchers. It hasn't let me down yet, so I'm going to keep on with the train, man. I had Eddie Butler. I was able to cash with him. I had Jake Arrieta, was able to cash with him, so I'm going to keep it rolling, man. With some Lackey. Zach Greinke, man, we all know the K upside is ridiculous with this man, and he's going up against the Padres, who strike out a ton, like a ton. So I like him. And then Dallas Keuchel coming off the injury. We know he's going to get run support, man. So if you're playing on FanDuel, you can guarantee a win damn near. He's going to get run support. He's coming off that injury, man. He's looking good. He's been looking good all season. One of the top 5 pitchers, in my opinion. And he's going up against the Royals team, who yesterday they shook it, man. Yesterday the Royals, they beat the Astros. They stopped their win streak. But you know, I'm taking a chance. I'm not taking a chance. I feel really good about this play. I feel really safe about it. I don't think the Royals are gonna rock Dallas Keuchel in the slightest, and I think he'll rack up the Ks as he move along, man, to get another dub. So those are my top 3 pitchers, and then that kind of mid-tier pitcher that I'm looking at, I gotta throw Jimmy Nelson in the convo, man. Jimmy Nelson and Chase Anderson, they're a handful to try to figure out. You know, 1 minute they look super dominant. The next minute they struggle, and you can tell that they're struggling. But right now, Jimmy Nelson's on a hot streak. Chase Anderson's on a hot streak. And I've been looking at them, man. I've been playing these boys, and I haven't been feeling bad about it. I've been winning some cash. So I'm gonna look at him, especially on DraftKings, man. Now, FanDuel, where I have one pitcher, I'm going to just pick one of these 3 guys. And that's going to do it for pitching, man. I don't want any of these other pitchers. Moving on to bats, man, I got 4 value bats that I want to talk about. You know, I'm paying up for pitching, so I got to get you some value in there. Number 1 value, Heredia for the Mariners. I've been rolling with this guy. Last night he got 12 DraftKings points. That's decent, man, especially at his price. He's super cheap. We can look at him. I like Melky Cabrera batting in that 2-hole. Going up against a reliever turned starter. Very cheap, man. 2.9 on DraftKings. Probably even cheaper on FanDuel. We can look at him. Whoever the leadoff hitter, I wrote down Blanco, Gregor Blanco for Arizona, but it may not be him. Whoever the leadoff hitter is for Arizona, that's who I'm looking at. It's either him or that other fella. I can't think of his name right now, but I like those 2 guys. And then Luis Valbuena for the Angels, man. I think we can get some cheap value from him. You can use him at third base or first. I think he's in a good spot regardless, man. Cole Calhoun has been getting it going. I like this game a lot, man. I think this game shows up in a big way. And I think that's it, man. So I gave you 4 stacks, 4 game stacks, 4 pitchers, and then 4 value bats, man. Hopefully this video helped. I want y'all to bless up, have a good day, cash out. Make sure you get to the green line, man. Follow me on Twitter at DFSMasterMind_. And if you watch the whole video, man, go ahead and hit me with a thumbs up, man. I appreciate you.